Welcome back. At this point, there is something I need that is somewhere on the estate that I happen to know is there, which otherwise you'd probably only be able to find by random exploration. This is one of those instances where even I can't really think of a good reason to pretend why I'd be doing this, other than I know that I need to find something here. I believe it is on this side. And I believe I'm right. There's something on the floor here that we hadn't seen before. On the ground, I guess. That's odd. There's a rolling pin lying on the ground. Also looks like there's something next to it. You see a rolling pin and some muddy footprints. As you pick up the rolling pin, you notice a muddy footprint nearby. Yep, that's a rolling pin. Nothing really special about it, but maybe we can look at it with the monocle. You scrutinize the entire rolling pin with Wilbur's monocle. Aha! You have discovered traces of blood on it. Looks like we found another murder weapon. Wasn't Ethel the one who was killed with a blunt instrument? Looks like this might be it. Wait, does that mean Salih is the killer? Seems unlikely at this point. There's also a footprint. You can see a footprint in the mud. Can we look at that with the monocle? You're not close enough. Using Wilbur's monocle as a magnifying glass, you carefully examine the muddy impression and see that it is definitely a boot print. Aha! There on the sole is an insignia of an eagle. That is a surprisingly clear insignia of an eagle for a footprint left in mud. But haven't we seen a boot with an eagle on the heel before? Like, you know, in the trunk in the attic? I wonder if that's what the killer is wearing. Only one way to find out, I guess. We have to go back to the attic. I don't know why I said that all dramatically, because it really isn't. We have to go back to the mansion. Wait, no, that's a LucasArts game. Although it is kind of true, I guess, in this case. I do, however, believe I want to make a quick stop in this secret passage. You notice a faint aroma of perfume. Now, I think that we noticed this before by typing smell manually, but in this particular act, at this particular point, you notice it automatically for some reason. I'm not 100% sure if you need to notice it this way in order to get the full score at the end, but it definitely doesn't hurt. And apparently that started Act 6. Looking through the keyholes here. And also apparently the Colonel is not in his room. The question then becomes, where is he? Is he another victim? Or is he just conveniently out of the way, I guess, or something? I guess we'll have to find out that and many other things in the next video. No, wait, no. Actually, we're only 5 minutes into this video. I'm just kidding! Actually, I was just trying to fill the time while the clock was chiming. There's apparently no one in the Colonel's room. Meaning we can go through here. And there is no one in the Colonel's room. His wheelchair is not here either, so I'm guessing he is just out, I suppose. I thought. I was under the impression his wheelchair was supposed to be here. What's also supposed to be here is the elevator. There we go. The elevator can be coerced into being there by just going back and forth. Wheelchair is, however, not here, which I thought it was supposed to be. As another hint that the Colonel can walk, which of course we already knew because oh right, which we already knew because we saw the Colonel walk earlier through the secret passage. I need to use the key. How do you do that again? A faint click is heard as you turn the key in the lock. There we go. I haven't recorded in a while, so I've forgotten how to play this game. Let's see if the items in the trunk are still there. Peering into the open trunk, you see old army clothing and various paraphernalia. This must be where the Colonel keeps his old army gear. But no mention of any of the clothes that were previously there, and this game being what it is, of course you need to try and look at all of them, so the game knows you've noticed they're missing. Look, boots, they aren't there. How about the gloves? They aren't there. The cape? It isn't here. And the hat? It isn't here either. So, it appears pretty clear to me that someone has stolen all of this stuff and is walking around in it. And that someone is probably the killer because of the footprint we saw. Actually, that also explains the shadow we've been seeing outside, because that shadow looked like it had a hat. You reach down and unlock the door. Let's see what What? What is happening around here? You have discovered poor Fifi and Jeeves lying dead on the floor with their spilt drinks nearby. You don't like the looks of this at all. No, not poor Fifi and Jeeves. Well, that date certainly didn't end well. Well, I guess it is a new act, so a new murder was kind of inevitable. But it's two people at once this time. Well, let's see if we can figure out what happened here. It's not readily apparent how Jeeves and Fifi died, as there are no wound marks on their bodies. Can we search them? You thoroughly examine Jeeves and Fifi's body, but cannot see how they might have died. You're very puzzled. There is, however, a glass on the floor. It appears that Fifi and Jeeves were drinking cognac when they died. Can we get that glass? You shouldn't touch them! Oh, now we're worried about disturbing crime scenes. Well, better late than never, I guess. Jeeves's flowers are here. A lovely bouquet of flowers lies on the table next to the cognac decanter. As does the decanter. A strange white powder is collected in the bottom of the cognac decanter. Ooh. I think I know how they died. They were poisoned by a poisonous powder. Bending over the cognac decanter, you carefully examine it with the monocle. Yes, here are 2 clear fingerprints. I think there was 1 fingerprint on it before. Again, since we can't actually tell who the prints are from, doesn't mean as much. It just means that somebody else touched the decanter, which makes sense, considering obviously Jeeves and Fifi poured a drink. So, I don't think that really tells us that much, but it's still important to notice. I'll say one thing for this murderer. He does not have a very clear MO. As every murder so far has been different in its murder weapon and execution. I wonder where this poison came from and how the killer might have disposed of it. There's only one waste disposal we've seen in the game, and it wasn't here. And the game did strongly hint that there wasn't anything in it yet when we looked in it, so let's look in it now. You see a waste paper basket near the sink. I'm trying to. A small empty bottle has been thrown into the waste basket. Aha! After retrieving the small bottle from the wastebasket, you read its label. It says Dr. Milliken's Miracle Sleep Powder. With Dr. Milliken's, you can be sure your dreams will be sweet tonight. Upon further inspection of the label, you notice some very small print at the bottom. Though you try to read the small print, you can't quite make it out. Giving up, you put the bottle back in the wastebasket. You're giving up too soon, Laura, because we have a monocle to read that with. You read the small print of the sleeping powder bottle through the monocle. It says, can be fatal if taken in too large a dose. Uh-oh. So it seems that poor Jeeves and Fifi were poisoned with an overdose of sleeping powder. Well, I guess it's one of the less painful ways to die compared to being pushed out the window or hit over the head with a rolling pin or strangled with your own boa. Small kindness, I know, but still. Anyone around here might have seen what was happening? Oh, Lillian is here. And it is now midnight. Ooh, what is Lillian doing with her suitcase there? That's very peculiar. Well, not really. I mean, if she was getting ready for bed or anything, she'd need stuff from her suitcase. Makes perfect sense to me. Anyway, everything's suspicious in this game. Lillian looks clearly agitated as she sits on the bed by her suitcase. Going through a suitcase agitated. That's more suspicious, though. I know we're sharing a room, Laura, but I would like to be alone for a little while. I need to do something privately. Do I want to know? I realize it's getting late, Laura, but I only need the room alone for a little while. I promise I'll hurry. Is it just me? Do I just have a dirty mind? Are you listening to me, Laura? Please go out of the room for a few minutes. This isn't fair, Laura. I invite you as a friend to my uncle's estate, and this is the thanks I get? You don't listen to me, and you don't even care what I want. You know you're no different from everybody else. Oh, it seems we've pissed her off. I want nothing more to do with you, Laura. Just leave me alone. Okay. Get the message already. Yeah, she doesn't want to be pestered, but I am kind of curious to see what she wants to do by herself. Unless it is what I think it is, in which case I probably don't want to do this. Lillian is writing in a book, which she apparently keeps locked in her suitcase. She's writing in her diary. That is a lot more innocent than I thought it would be. Can we go through here? Oh no! There's somebody in a room. Ooh. Who's there? It's Clarence! And it's now 12:30. Clarence is writing at his desk. Everybody's writing. Apparently this is the writing hour, not the witching hour. Let's see what we can do with Clarence here. Look, Clarence. Clarence looks despondent as he sits hunched over the desk writing something in his notebook. Please, Laura, I'm not in the mood to talk right now. I have other things in my mind. Leave me alone. We're just badgering everybody. As usual. It's what we do in this game. Please, can't you see I'm trying to write? Clarence isn't listening to you anymore. He's too involved in his writing. Oh well. Can't talk to him. Or Lillian. Everybody's too busy. Everybody's even too busy to notice the fact that another 2 people have been murdered. Speaking of which, I have the suspicion. Yep, they're gone. What keeps happening to those bodies, I wonder? It is a mystery. Also, it's Act 6. You know what that means. We can give another cracker to Polly. You give a cracker to the parrot. Ah, kite fighter. Ah, where's Gloria? Would that be Rudy, I guess? Trying to find Gloria? Well, good luck with that, if you just listen to us. There's a glass here. You see an empty glass upon the bar. Well, the decanter isn't here, so that's why it's empty, probably. Picking up the glass, use Wilbur's monocle as a magnifying glass and notice a faint fingerprint. Yep, I think we've definitely established that people in this house have fingers. Don't think we've actually established anything else, but at least we know that. You know what's kind of interesting is that with all the clever ways this murderer is using to murder people, they're kind of ignoring the actual weapons that are in this room. Wait, that cabinet on the top left wasn't open before. Oh, there's that shadow again. And definitely wearing a hat. It's got to be the Colonel's army stuff. The cabinet is open. The leaded glass cabinet is wide open. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this. Cautiously, you peek inside the open door of the cabinet. Not surprisingly, part of the Colonel's weapons collection is housed there. Within the cabinet, you see an Australian boomerang, a steel cutlass, a mace, and an antique crossbow. There was a dagger there before. It's gone! Well, it seems that finally the killer is switching to real weapons. The gun is still there, though. That, at least, is a small consolation. Not much of a consolation, but consolation nonetheless. Hey, it's Rudy. It's Rudy who is sitting here petting Beauregard. It seems like a perfectly normal thing to do at this point. Rudy sits solemnly on the steps outside the Colonel's study, with old Beauregard accompanying him. Ah, it's you again, isn't it? Is it? You should be up sleeping like everybody else. I hate to break this to you, but nobody is actually sleeping. They're either upstairs writing, or they're dead. I don't know where the Colonel is. I got a lot on my mind right now. I ain't in the mood to gab. I said I don't want to talk to you right now. Got it? Did you hear me? Bug off. Angrily, Rudy refuses to answer you anymore. It might be best to leave him alone right now. Okay. Nobody wants to talk to me. Maybe Celie wants to talk to me. The only nice person in this game, basically. Well, I guess we'll have to find that out in the next video.